Hello friends, in this video we are going to discuss about the taxability of food related products, which was earlier based on whether or not it contains a brand name. Now it is based on whether or not it is pre-packaged and labeled. Let's look at an entry which was earlier based on this question: all goods which are put up in unit container and bearing a registered brand name. So anything which contained a registered brand name was taxable. Also, if anything was having a brand name for which actionable claim or enforceable right in the court of law was available, that was also taxable. Anything which contained a brand name which had already got its actionable claim or enforceable right foregone, for which there was no taxability, right? So this was the entry essentially. So people had to forego their brand name in actionable claim or enforceable right usually, and they would submit an affidavit before the department. But still a lot of questions used to arise whether the name of a person can be considered as a registered brand name, or whether or not a goods being sold from an exclusive retail outlet, whether it would contain a brand name. All these questions had been open issues under the law before this change. Now effective from 18th of July, this all goods which are pre-packaged and labeled would now be taxable. Anything which is not pre-packaged and labeled would not be taxable. So this is essentially the entry that would be there now. What is the meaning of pre-packaged and labeled? This they have said we need to borrow it from the Legal Metrology Act, section 2L, from the Legal Metrology Act. Whether or not it is required to bear the declarations of the Legal Metrology Act is the question which was there. So what is there in the Legal Metrology Act? What is defined as a pre-packaged commodity? Pre-packaged commodity means a commodity without which the purchaser being present in a package of whatever nature, whether sealed or not, so that the product contained has a predetermined quantity. So that means whether or not a product is sealed, it does not change anything, right? So sealing of a package is immaterial. Condition is that it should be in a package, and that package should have a predetermined quantity, maybe 500 gram, 1 kg, whatever it is, it should have a predetermined quantity. That is the definition given as per law. Now, legal metrology rules very clearly says that on what kind of commodities the Legal Metrology Act would not be applicable. That means it would not be considered as a pre-packaged commodity. Which kind of commodities are there? Number one, packages of commodities which are having quantity of more than 25 kg or 25 liters. Fair enough. Any commodity having more than 25 kg or liter. Agricultural farm. So anything which is bought in the primary market, which is not processed, is agricultural farm produce. So normally commodities are usually processed in mills. Agricultural farm produce are usually bought with minimal processing from the primary market. On this, if it is sold in bags above 50 kilograms, in that case Legal Metrology Act is not applicable. So on these commodities, more than 25 kg commodities, more than 50 kg agricultural farm produce. Third is packaged commodities which are meant for industrial consumers or institutional consumers. So anything which is sold to industrial consumers, which is consumed in the industry at the time of production, or institutional consumers, which may be a hotel, an airline. On all of these, there is a declaration that this is not for retail sale. Mind you, on all these three categories which we have discussed, there would not be any liability of GST, or Legal Metrology Act is not applicable, so it would not be considered as pre-packaged and labeled, right? Also, as per Rule 26, any commodity weighing less than 10 gram or 10 ml, on all these commodities, it will not be considered as pre-packaged. So on this also, Legal Metrology Act is not applicable. Also, any fast food items packed by the restaurants also are outside the ambit of packaged commodity because it does not contain MRP, of course. Now, these are the usual declarations on the package from which we can identify, yes, this is a packaged commodity. As per Rule 6, these are the aspects which are required to be declared on every packaged commodity, which is the name and address of manufacturer, from where is it originating, generic name, whether it is atta, rice, whatever it is, quantity, how much is the quantity being sold, month and year of manufacture, month in which I have bought it, and the year in which it has been manufactured, rather I would say. Best way for how long is it not going to go bad, retail sale price, size if it is relevant, all of these are required to be declared. Now, also on the wholesale package, interestingly, on wholesale package, as per the GST Council meeting notes, it seemed that wholesale package would not be covered here. But when we look at the notification, it seems to cover all kinds of pre-packaged commodities and labeled commodities. So even wholesale package is a packaged commodity as per the legal metrology rules. So what is a wholesale package? Basically any package which contains a number of retail packages, and it is intended for distribution to an intermediary and not for direct sale to a consumer, right? So anything which is for sale to an intermediary, maybe a wholesaler, thereafter maybe a retailer, not to a direct consumer, right? Also, a commodity sold to an intermediary in bulk. So it may happen that an intermediary is buying a lot of commodities in bulk, and it is in one wholesale package, maybe one big box containing a lot of small items which are retail items, right, in small quantities. 10 or more retail packages, provided that retail packages are labeled. So even 10 or more retail packaged in one wholesale package, all of them would be covered here, right? Rule 24 is applicable for wholesale package, which contains the name of an address of the manufacturer, packer or importer. Also, it contains the identity of the commodity, total number of retail package in the wholesale package or net quantity. So whatever is the total number of retail package, even that would have to be declared in that. On this also, mind you, any wholesale package also would be covered within pre-packaged commodity. On this also the Legal Metrology Act would be applicable. On this also the GST would be applicable. Now let us look at the rates at which the GST would be applicable. On all these products which are in front of us, the rate of GST would be 5% if it is pre-packaged and labeled. Otherwise, it would be considered as exempt. So this is what is the scenario as of now. With this, we come to the end of this video. Thank you so much for giving me a very patient hearing. I'll see you another time.